Just a few days into 2026 and we already have home gym controversies. The No Fate channel checking in with another home gym week in review. And this week, unfortunately, we've got some weird controversy going on that we need to talk about, specifically with adjustable benches. Before we can dive into it, I gotta give you some backstory. If you're not familiar, Exponent Edge is a small company of one or maybe two. I think it's just one person, one man show. And they developed the Edge Infinity Bench a number of years ago now. It seems like quite a while. But the claim to fame on this bench, the reason it's different is because it allows you to take the headrest and simply pivot it. And that little pivot makes it easier for you to do things like overhead press, overhead dumbbell tricep extension, and you can even do like seal rows from this pad as well. Pretty unique. Now, I'm not gonna go out and say that this was the original, this was the first one to ever do something like this. You probably have to talk to Rob over at Vintage Weights. I don't know necessarily if another company has done this in the past, but most of the companies at the time had it. Well, that was then, and this is now. We're gonna flash forward to just a few months ago when Freak Athlete released their ABX flat bench that does a whole host of things. It's got its own ecosystem. One great thing is that it also has a pivot point at the headrest. And this is a team up. Originally, Freak Athlete said this was like a team up or a collaboration with Exponent Edge. Now, this small company collaborating with a larger company, this kind of team up is not new. It's not a new invention. We saw Rep Fitness partner with Pepin. We saw Rep Fitness partner with Clever Built. We've seen Rep Fitness now going to be partnering with Dial Motion. Rogue Fitness has partnered with a number of people, whether it was to utilize their invention, so to speak, or just to take their great product and host it on their website. I thought this Exponent Edge Freak Athlete collaboration was going great in the sense that a lot of people are excited about the bench. The reviews of the initial releases were positive, and these things are going to be coming to market fairly soon. But no sooner did I think we were all hunky-dory did I got an email from Exponent Edge that they sent out to their entire distribution list and posted online regarding the collaboration, the agreement between them and Freak Athlete, and they're saying it is no longer valid. They claim they're going to be trying to add clarity and transparency, but I read through the whole thing. Now, Jay Benoit is the founder. I think he's like the owner and chief cook and bottle washer. He does it all over there. It looks as though that they have parted ways or they're no longer working together. I don't know the details. You can read through this whole thing yourself. I don't think you're gonna get any more information. You may have to read between the lines a little bit. These videos are fueled by caffeine and affiliate links. Check out the links in the description. It's not a one-way street. When you use those links, whether you're buying gym equipment, pre-workout, or toilet paper, let me know so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. So one thing that's a big problem when you're a small creator, you've got these great ideas, you put all the money in, you get the idea created, but you don't have the money to create a patent. Keep in mind, patents can be very, very expensive. You're not guaranteed to get it. You've got to hire lawyers and fill out a ton of paperwork. Conversely, you could get a provisional patent that doesn't take as much time, doesn't cost as much money, but regardless of having a patent or not, you got to remember, you got to have the money to enforce it. Even if you have a patent, that doesn't mean your great idea, your great product is going to be safe, because tons of people will simply take it and steal it, whether it's local US companies or a lot of overseas companies love to borrow ideas. And even if you have a patent, you've got to have the money to fight it. Even if you're able to get overseas companies to start producing your product, guess what? In a week or two, a brand new company with a brand new name is going to be doing the same exact thing, and you've got to start over almost from scratch in terms of trying to protect your intellectual property. Now, based on the email, I'm guessing that something happened between Freak Athlete and Exponent Edge where the agreement didn't go through, whether Freak Athlete decided, hey, we don't necessarily need your technology, it's not patented, we don't need to be paying you a royalty fee. Whatever type of collaboration they had initially set up seems to have parted ways. Now, Freak Athlete hasn't actually said anything about this, and Exponent Edge, Jay Benoit, hasn't actually provided any details. The email was like 2 pages long. And it basically just said that they're no longer partnering together, and that Exponent Edge was going to seek trying to get patents on their technology and all that stuff. Now, I don't know what Exponent Edge could actually patent. It seems like it's a pretty obvious design, for lack of a better term. It's just a pivot, just a hinge on the end of the bench that seems to be pretty straightforward. But we have seen some crazy patents be awarded, so it wouldn't surprise me if you had the money, if you could get a patent on it. I don't even know why Exponent Edge put out this information, because there's not really much there as far as details, as far as like real cut and dry, like what the problem is. But it may very well be that there's legal issues going on in the background and he couldn't say very much, but he wanted to kind of get something out. I don't necessarily know if this is something that you could say is like your technology, something that you built. I need to know from you. Comment down below. What do you think happened between Exponent Edge and Freak Athlete for them to have this seemingly new divide after their recent collaboration?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Now, whether Exponent Edge thinks they've got proprietary information in their design or not, it doesn't necessarily matter, because you can go on Alibaba and they're already building these things out like clock crazy. There's already adjustable benches that have that folding feature that allow you to do the same exact thing. And I think that, you know, this is just some junk one that they're selling on Alibaba. I just went with a quick Google search. But for every one of this junk one, there's a lot of other ones that are pretty solid out there doing the same exact thing. So I kind of think the cat's out of the bag as far as this equipment, this technology. And it's not just no-name brands off of Alibaba. Look at RitFit. They already have a Gator, which does the same exact thing. Now, you could discuss quality and you could discuss angles and all that great stuff, but it does the same exact thing in terms of the purpose, in terms of that headrest, in terms of the functionality. So, and this is already released. This is not new. This is not like in pre-design. This is already in people's homes. I've got one in my basement and it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Here's another one on Alibaba that looks like it's even better quality than the previous one I showed you. And look, I mean, this is going to be very, very familiar. We're going to see a lot of companies with this same exact design, and instead of having this R, it's going to be their own logo up front. But this is the nature of the beast when it comes to trying to design equipment, that as soon as you design something new, exciting, and whatnot, people are going to try to copy it, and it happens across all industries, even YouTube. If you make a great YouTube video that's successful, rest assured someone's going to try to do their own iteration of it or use that same format that you did in order to get success. Unfortunately, being a new home gym equipment creator and having your idea taken is not new. This happens a number of different ways, a number of different times. I don't have a solution for it. Clearly, if you think you've got a really good product, you should either try to get a solid deal with a bigger company and have that locked in on a contract, or you should have a patent and then know that you're going to have to fight for the patent rights, as other companies will try to infringe on your patent. And while controversy is always good for YouTube views, I do want peace in the Middle East. I was actually very happy to see Exponent Edge and Freak Athlete team up. I thought this was going to be like a perfect union. Hopefully they can salvage this in order to release that ABX bench and not feel like Exponent Edge is getting ripped off or not getting their just due. Comment below what you think happened. Did Freak Athlete just wake up one day and realize there's a ton of other benches with the same feature and they don't need to be paying a royalty to Exponent Edge? Or did something else happen that caused this rift? I need to interject my experience with these companies. As far as Freak Athlete goes, I've worked with them in the past. They seem to be a very stand-up company with good customer service. They seem to be well above board. I think the only complaint that I've seen online is that they run tons of different ads, and so some people feel like overwhelmed by all the ads, but overall they seem to be a straight shooter. Now, when it comes to Exponent Edge, I haven't had a chance to use any of their products. I haven't actually even talked to the owner. I know that other content creators that have worked with that company have nothing but great things to say about the owner. I don't think either of these companies is looking to screw over the other company or avoid paying royalties or circumvent any type of contracts that have already been signed. I think they're both above board. There seems to be some difference of opinions, and hopefully later down the road, we'll get the real answer from hopefully the horse's mouth. And as far as I know, the Freak Athlete ABX bench, which still has the Exponent Edge logo in their promos, is being shipped out. There's nothing slowing that thing down or slowing the release. The pre-orders are already kind of in the works, and I don't expect that there's going to be any holdup. If you're looking for more home gym equipment news, reviews, and gear talk, check out this video. As usual, hit the subscribe button, check out the links in the description, and never save anything for the trip back.